And so it begins, the fight against these little bastards. Alrighty fellas, today we're going to be taking a look at an upcoming game called XCOM, Enemy Unknown. And this game throws you into the scenario of a panic-stricken Earth seemingly under attack from an unidentified threat. The opening cutscene beginning with a flaming object crashing down from the sky in the middle of a populated city with a crowd gathering round, all with a seemingly harmless intention of inspecting the crash. Curiosity can sometimes get the better of you. With activity that can only be described as extraterrestrial. These are surely signs that an alien invasion is coming. So, not exactly a pretty sight for Earth, but where does this leave you? Well, with the world in such peril, you are the man who has to organize its defense, identify the enemy, and drive them back.
Hello, Commander. You have been chosen to lead this initiative. To oversee our first and last line of defense.
As the man says, you are the commander of the XCOM project, a team of soldiers, scientists and engineers, all united with the one task of eliminating this alien threat from Earth. And with you as the commander of the project, you are literally in charge of everything. You make the calls and you decide what gets built, what gets researched, who gets to fight, and of course, the fight itself. Prior to each mission you play, you'll be given a briefing of the situation and a rundown of the objectives, which could be as simple as eliminating all alien threat in the area, but missions will progressively become more difficult, with objectives such as rescuing VIPs who the aliens have taken hostage. The gameplay itself is from a bird's eye perspective, where you control the individual actions of each separate unit in a squad. It makes use of turn-based combat combined with a very precise movement and cover system, heavily influenced by line of sight. And while that does sound complicated, the game does come with a very streamlined tutorial which is well delivered and simply explained. And in this tutorial, every single move is practically spelled out for you to help you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. And as you're learning to play the game, at the same time, you're advancing the story. So I'm being told to move my squad closer and closer to this target so that we can identify it and disarm it of its weapon. But from here it looks kinda human. Well, kinda.
My God.
What the hell is going on?
Delta 3 is down!
Well shit, that escalated quickly. Now we're in a bad spot, and it turns out there were aliens in this warehouse after all. And it's their turn. Don't worry about that too much, that was meant to happen. One of the points of this tutorial is to illustrate bad positioning. As you just saw, my guy got wiped out instantly. This soldier, however, is in good cover and can avoid the incoming fire from the aliens. But the aliens' turn is over, it's now mine. Unfortunately, I'm now down to 2 soldiers and my options are much more limited. I'm still exposed and the game instructs me to move to this particular point of cover here, because then I can initiate fire on this alien to stop him from suppressing my other soldier. Opening fire on an enemy in XCOM depends heavily on your line of sight. Depending on how clear a shot your soldier has on an enemy, you're given a percentage on the chances of you shooting on target, and in this case, my chances were 84%, and the alien goes down without a problem. And after learning the importance of movement, cover, line of sight, and opening fire, the tutorial's done its job, and so have you.
Central, I think that's it. It's over.
You'll then be led to the next important part of the gameplay. Not necessarily combat, but what goes on behind the scenes. Remember, you're the commander of the entire operation, and all of the facilities that keep the XCOM project running, you are in charge of. Some of your options here will involve analyzing alien artifacts you've discovered, in research, designing new weapons based off enemy technology, in engineering, or in this case, handling your soldiers in the barracks. After that tutorial, I came back with 1 remaining soldier. I'm here to promote him and teach him a new ability. Any soldiers that survive when you complete a mission will come back to base with you and they'll have more experience, and you'll be able to promote them and make them better for the next mission. This particular soldier favors heavy weapons, and so I'm going to teach him how to use a rocket launcher. And while he just became 10 times more badass, at the same time, I've got to be more careful with him, because if this soldier happens to die at any point in future missions, that's it. I've lost him for good. So it's important you keep your guys alive during missions if you want to have a good squad running at all times. In this situation, I've finally discovered the aliens, and they're retreating into cover behind this doorway. From here it doesn't look likely that I'll be able to hit them, as I don't have a good line of sight on them, they're in cover, and I'm at a long distance. As you can see, 25% chance to hit is probably not worth the gamble. On the other hand, I did promote my heavy weapons guy to give him a rocket launcher, so I move him up within reaching distance of the two enemies behind cover, and it looks good. I'm liking my chances a lot better now. Now that ought to do it for this particular mission. Of course, this shows the importance of all the background operations outside of combat, such as leveling up your soldiers and researching weapons. My decision to promote my heavy weapons guy and give him a rocket launcher heavily swayed the odds in my favour, and it shows the importance of putting in the time to both sides of the game. In a nutshell, XCOM Enemy Unknown is a tactical, strategy action game that requires you to be the boss and make the most of your science and development team and take it all out into the combat zone to defend the Earth from the alien invasion. This has been XCOM Enemy Unknown. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.
Good luck, Commander.